Now that you've mastered the basics of portrait photography, you've added a bit of story via lifestyle imagery, now we're going to step it up to fashion photography, and that involves lighting, set design and personality and so much more. I'm here to meet Michael, aka Kid Circus. He's an absolute boss at this. He's going to teach us how to put it all together. Let's go. What kind of skills are we going to be covering today?
Today we will be concentrating on directing the model, capturing movement and using the customizable functions of this camera to ensure that we get the best out of it.
All right, shall we get the models involved?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
We have Heather, our model.
Hello, how you doing? So what equipment are we going to be using today in terms of the camera?
So we are using the R5, Canon R5, incredible 45 megapixel camera and incredibly customizable to help you get the results that you want.
And what lens have you got on there?
We'll be using a 24-70 lens.
Okay, and why is that?
For me, it's flexibility. I can go between wide angles, so in my world, more fashion and editorial, and then I can go to telephoto without having to change lenses and disturbing the flow of the shoot.
I also see that you're hooked up to a laptop over there. What's happening here?
Yes, it really helps for other team members to see what you're capturing, and it's much more useful for them to be able to zoom in and check that they're happy with the details of the shots, check the clothes are looking good, the hair's looking good. They can see it on a big screen and not on a very small screen that we have in the camera.
So we should get to it. Let's get some shots.
Let's do this.
So what's this mode that you're using? Because there's loads of rapid shots.
Yeah, so I'm on the high burst mode at the moment. So you can rattle off, it's like a 12 frames per second burst. So it's very impressive. It just helps you ensure that you don't miss those moments when it does involve movement. It does involve trying to keep that person tracked.
And when you do that, how does the shutter speed come into play? Because you're
So
rapidly shooting.
I will combine that with a high shutter speed because that just gives me the best chance of freezing movement, combined with the face tracking and the eye tracking. All those elements help you to track and capture those frames as she moves in and out and across the frame as well. Amazing. Yes, absolutely. That's really cool. And maybe some more Swiss swaying and side to side, a swing of arms, absolutely. It's still locking on, even when Heather turns her head around and you don't see her eyes, the tracking will still continue.
It's getting every frame, which is really good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really does work very well. I wonder what my life was like without all this stuff. You know, it's kind of taking some of the hard work out of what you do, which is kind of what you want out of a camera. You want to be able to customize it. The customization options you have on the camera with customizing buttons, customizing dials, really helps it become an extension of you, and it just helps to keep the flow going. And so you're not doing too much fiddling with settings, too much fiddling with menus. You can just keep going, keep the rapport with the model, keep the communication. It gets to the point where it becomes more of a collaboration rather than me just telling someone what to do. Right, really good.
So how are you making sure that you're getting this very quickly?
The functions like aperture and shutter speed and ISO max to different dials and buttons, so it really helps me to adjust stuff on the fly without disturbing the flow of what I'm shooting. It just makes everything quicker and more efficient.
So basically getting to know your camera is important.
Key. It's key. The customization on this camera particularly is great. It's wonderful. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. Let me try that again.
Is there anything that you've done here that's allowing you to have a better workflow?
Things like shooting RAW is really important because you want all the information in that file to then take it into post-production. But this camera, you have dual slot, so you can shoot RAW on one, JPEG on another.
Oh, wow.
The RAW will keep the photographer happy. The JPEG will potentially keep the client happy because if they want you to deliver some images to preview, then you have got the JPEG to just send straight over to them. That's great. That one looks really...
And you can print that, right? 45 megapixel?
You can print that It's the quality, if you're shooting for, say, a magazine publication and you've got a quality that you can provide them to start printing. You can crop in and you won't lose image quality. You know, we've shot this in landscape, but if I wanted to crop that to make it portrait, again, I'm not going to lose the quality. And again, that is the quality of getting 45 megapixel files from this camera. It's brilliant.
You mentioned the camera being an extension of you. How have you made it yours?
So I've customized certain dials in certain ways. So I've got the ISO on the dial on the front of the lens. I have got this marked as my aperture on the top, and this back dial is here controlling the shutter speed. And another thing that I've set, this is usually the depth of field preview button, but I've actually got it changed so I can switch between continuous focus and one shot. So if I feel there's a stationary moment, I don't have to deep dive into a menu or deep dive into the touchscreen. I still have it here, and I can just press that button and it changes to one shot.
Make it more efficient.
Much more efficient.
Love it. Michael, the final image look amazing. Look at that. I love the detail in there. I can see that movement that you were trying to go for. Any final thoughts?
I would just say, just get to know your camera. Get to know your camera settings so that you can get your camera to work for you the way that you work, so that you can just concentrate on capturing good images of the person in front of you.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Heather. Thank you, Michael, and we shall see you in the next one.